Hey there! In our final video, I want to share with you a way that you can create an independent practice activity for your students. So here we are back at the Brainingcamp homepage, or this is the homepage after you've signed in. And what I'm going to do is go down to fraction tiles. So I'm going to do a fraction activity. I love working with fractions. And I'm just going to set up the task similar to the way that we did in the last video. So I'm going to use the text feature. I love the text feature, so do not have to write on the slide. And I'm going to write here, divide. Yes, we're going to divide fractions. Divide, and I'll put the task here. 2, we don't have a division sign, so I'm going to just have to use, how about I just change this? Divide 2 by 1/4. And I will move that to the top of the screen. So I'll make that gray and I'll move it up to the top of the screen. And so now what I would want students to do is to then show me the work. Okay, so really I've done all that I want to do at this point. So I'm going to share this with students, and we're going to do this a little differently than we did in the second task. So I'm going to do share, link or code, and this time I'm going to grab the link. So I'm going to copy this link. Okay, it says it's copied to my clipboard. Now I'm going to go over to a Google Slides presentation that I've already started. So I'm creating a slide deck for students to use to show me how to divide with fractions. And this is just a standard size slide. You can always change the slide size by going to page setup. I know we're kind of used to 8.5 by 11 size pieces of paper, so you can change the slide size. So I'll put 11 here, 8.5 here, and apply. So that looks a little more normal. Now what I want to do is insert a text box. So I'm going to just put a text box here at the top. And I will put task. I'm kind of creating task card 1, and then I'm going to just put in the link. And from here, I'm going to highlight the text, and then I'm going to right click and insert a link. And so actually, because it was already a link, the system knew that, and it went ahead and made it a hot link or a link that is clickable. So what I would do is just go through, and when I want to do the next task card, I come back here, and either I can open a new window and start this process over again, or I can go back to apps and just start again. Actually, I guess it would probably be best to go back to apps and start again so that you get a different link code, would be my suggestion, to actually leave this page, start a new one so you get a different link code. All right, so then what students would do once you share this task with them is that they would come in here, they have their slideshow open, they click the link, and it takes them to this page, right? So just like we talked about in task 2, so now they can set this up. Here's 1, 2, and then we're dividing into fourths. So I can just line them up here and hopefully they'll snap together. Again, be sure to look at the tutorial so you know how to work with the tools. And you'll also want to demonstrate the use of the tools with the students as well. So before setting them loose on this would be a great time to do, and during your in-class lesson, I didn't say in-class lesson, but your live lesson, use these tools together, then have that activity that they do in the live lesson where you share the code with them so they have some practice in using the tools. And then this process will be a lot easier. If they're using these tools and they haven't had exposure to them before, it will take them some time to figure out how some of them work. Now, from here, you could actually, and I could have written that in the directions, for them to write a number sentence. So we can use the marker tool down here, and they can do 2 divided by 1/4 equals 8. All right. And then from here, we want them to put their work back on the slide. So here's where we're going to do another part of the share, one of the sharing options. So this time, I'm going to copy the image. And so it's just going to copy it to the clipboard. And so again, you do have to show students what to do, but this is how this works. So it's copied to the clipboard. I come back to my slide, and I'm just going to do, you could do right click, paste, or Control V. And there it is. So now I've given students the link to the card, or the link to the task. they complete the task, and then they paste it here in the slideshow. And you could put together 5 or 6 or 8 of these, however many you wanted students to do, and then they can submit this for their work. And that's really it. So we've just created a really cool independent practice task using virtual manipulatives where you share the link with students and then they submit an image of their work to turn their work in. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will create one yourself and maybe just create one slide, share it with us in the group so that we can see your creation, and hopefully it will spark some ideas for someone else. Thank you.